Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm WxFan21. Welcome to HyperSpeed versus Foxtrot. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. As I'm part of the Next Big Caster initiative, I know there's going to be a lot of new eyes over here on my stream and my casting. So I wanted to just give a little bit of background as to myself. Also, want to give a shout out to JQ. Appreciate you. JQMESF. Appreciate the follow. So for those who don't know, my name is Adam. I have been doing broadcasting since November of 22. I started off right here, just in Counter-Strike. And it's something I've absolutely fallen absolutely in love with. I love this game. I love esports. It's become so much fun. I do Counter-Strike, Rocket League, iRacing. Hoping to do a bunch more titles as well. I can do hosting, interviewing, but play-by-play broadcasting is my main passion, and this is something I would like to do for a career. So with that being said, a little bit about me. I took this passion of mine that I started with in November of 22. I've been podcasting since about 2018. I've done wrestling podcasts, fantasy football podcasts. I've done fantasy basketball at one point on a bunch of different sides of the season, along the DFS side of things. I'm also a fantasy football analyst on the side as well. So I've been doing little broadcasting things off and on since 2018. Didn't really get into the true play-by-play aspect until right now in, November of 22. So I've been doing this for almost 3 years. I'm part of Face It and ESEA's Next Big Caster initiative. This initiative allows one individual to make it from the production chooses the top people they want to see put to a community poll stage. The winner of the community vote is going to go on to cast at ESL Pro League next year, talk to some of the other professional casters, get some mentorship, talk to the players, do a bunch of stuff there. That was something I love to do because I would love to be able to do that. What I did is I took this passion, and in August of 2023, I work in the administration field as a full-time career. And in that field, there's a nonprofit in my specific niche section where I just wanted to volunteer to see what this local nonprofit chapter had as part of a larger national one. And I became the first ever vice president of broadcasting for this nonprofit ever in this nonprofit's history, no matter where they are thrown in the country. And within 1 year, I was nominated and won a national level award called the Contract Management Innovation Award from my broadcasting initiative. And it was just doing some things that I love to do, doing interviews and, doing some online conferences and just taking what I love and being able to bring that into the field that I've been working in. So that's a little bit about me. Speaking about working, we're going to get everybody right here into game action. And I'll talk a little bit more about myself during this game as well. So appreciate y'all. We are here, HyperSpeed versus Foxtrot. This is a best of 3. This is Foxtrot's map pick of Overpass. And you see us joining. You missed literally no action. Foxtrot decided they wanted to run all around the map. They ended up there on the B-bomb site. And that's how we got right now this fantastic 1-0 lead for the Foxtrot, folks. Foxtrot do come into this at 2-4 on the season. And HyperSpeed as well, 2-4. Excuse me, 1-5 on the season after a couple of very tough losses. A benching midway through the season. They went with an IGL that just... And they ended up... HyperSpeed ended up benching. I can't get into the details. But they ended up benching the new IGL. Brought Ash back from coach into the team. He's subbing for the rest of the season. And, it's kind of thrown a wrench in HyperSpeed's plan for this season. They tried a new IGL. Unfortunately, it didn't work the way they wanted to. Things have worked a heck of a lot better with Ash Red back under center. Or whoever's doing the play calling. So, it's be really interesting to see how HyperSpeed can finish for the rest of the season. I've been casting for this team for the last 2 years. Triheen with the ace. Even in the 1v4 by Bathroom picks up the ace. So again, your maps today are Overpass, Train, and should we need it, Nuke as a decider. There's going to be a buy around here from HyperSpeed. The conversion, the stack and Bathroom didn't go the way they wanted to at all. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Let me know if y'all are hanging out in the Twitch chat gimmick. So again, I'm looking to be the next big caster for Face It in the ESEA. Would love to cast at ESL Pro League next season. Sturgy would love to get a kill on the board. Had that Mac 10 in prime position for some entry kills. But does elect to just hold back just a little bit. We do see that Molotov going towards Graffiti. Sturgy is just waiting for his teammates right now. Hanging out over towards Sandbags. Not spotted. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He doesn't know if there's anybody up in heaven watching him. That new heaven position here on Overpass. The broken railing making things very different. The wood in the water. Let's see if any of that comes into play here in this round as the rotates will come in from as NRB will lock on a 2 before he's taken out. And poor Dash Red is in a world of hurt. Sturgy mows him down. And it's up to Traditions, the new opper for HyperSpeed. Left alone in the 1v2 clutch. And Triheen! He's just too good. 9-0 after the ace and the conversion. And Triheen picks up another triple as Foxtrot, off the back of the very late B-site execute, are able to grab their third. Eco round for HyperSpeed coming up. Crawfish does find the kill onto Juicy over towards Toxic. Almost double Molotov in the same spot. Would have been very bad for Foxtrot, but they have the rifle advantage. NRB hanging out towards Sandbag. You know, I have to wonder. This is not something I get to talk about a lot, right? Like, when you follow the top-level teams, you follow the players, you follow what's going on in the org, their performances. You pick up some things. I have to wonder. And I don't want to say this, because I love my boys. They're just amazing people. I count them as friends. We all saw a bunch of each other, you know, at the major when we were there. But I have to wonder, is the writing on the wall for this version of HyperSpeed? This roster that's been together for so long, throughout the last 2+ years, is the writing on the wall for this team? Is the benching potentially there? Are they all just going to go their separate ways after this season? I have to wonder if that's going to be the case. This is the worst season they have had as a team. Maybe with the exception of one season a couple seasons ago where they made advanced and had a lot of roster change and just did not go their way. They were relegated back to main. Should this team get relegated again, is this version of HyperSpeed as we know it, with this core of NRB, Darky, Juicy, and Ash Red, is it over? Hopefully not. They need to win these two. They have no room for error. Ideally, they need to 2-0 each of these next 2 best-of-3s, as we are at the end of the Advanced Division season. Due to these best-of-3s, and due to the winner of Advanced this season getting called to DreamHack to compete for a spot in ESL Pro League. HyperSpeed need to finish the season at 3-5 to have a hope of staving off relegation back to Maine. Trades out towards short, not pulling any team anywhere they shouldn't be. And now you have Foxtrot, who are now taking, after the one player in short decided to get traded out, it is a 4-man push, 3 from long, 1 rotating out towards the divider bathroom positioning. Sturgy flashbang out towards A. Juicy is here. He's playing deep back truck and gets pre-fired by Ferzera. Juicy can't buy a kill in these post plants. Or even the pre-plants. Someone get the man a cookie. Oh, someone who's going to get a cookie after this round is Traditions! Quad kill! And he single-handedly becomes the boss of the A bomb site as Traditions picks up HyperSpeed's first round victory. If you notice how they kind of played that, Traditions just being an opera there on A, that's not the greatest position to be in, let's face it. You can get bombarded from many different angles and a lot more of these close quarters here on A. And Traditions played it perfectly. He originally got the pick onto the long player. Then you saw the front bath player come execute, taking out Juicy. But then it was just HyperSpeed giving Traditions all the support that he needed to be able to execute the way he did. Shout out Traditions. Beautiful quad kill. And nice round recovery from HyperSpeed. But they are far from out of the woods just yet. Still a 4-1 advantage in favor of Foxtrot. Again, Foxtrot this season 2-4. HyperSpeed 1-5. Also, as a quick programming note, there will most likely be no stream this Wednesday. That game is most likely a forfeit win for HyperSpeed. It looks like an incomplete roster that HyperSpeed will be facing. So keep that in mind if you do not see a stream on Wednesday. We're looking at a potential forfeit win in favor of HyperSpeed. Okay, Crawfish. These pre-fires that Foxtrot are hitting are really, really nice. But can they keep up the pace with 18 seconds left to go in round number 5? They gotta execute. They gotta execute now. Ferzera! With the double. As it's up to who in the 1v3? Traditions. Creeping on in is Traditions. Finds one. Traded out by who else? Ferzera. Triple for him. 5-1 Foxtrot. As HyperSpeed have been knocked back on their economic heels. Juicy with just 3K. Darky with only 4K. It's not a pretty buy, but it is a buy nonetheless. How is that going to translate? We're about to find out. Flashbang out. Traditions this time taking the action to Foxtrot towards Fountain where it's smoked. Foxtrot playing good solid Counter-Strike right now. And that's big information from the short player. Here is at least one connector. Information communicated back to their teammates out to Fountain, but their teammates are dead. Their bodies have hit the floor. No, I shall not be singing that song. I don't need to get DMCA'd. But now can Ash, who's killless, winless, needs to get something, able to at least get one, makes it somewhat doable for HyperSpeed and Juicy. Massive respect to him. Had the trigger discipline. And is able to really... Well, if Juicy had gotten one, would have made this very interesting. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to take out anybody. And NRB is gonna go hide. So, dominance so far from Foxtrot, 6-1. What can HyperSpeed do? Are they in trouble? What else does this team have to do in order to succeed? Also, I decided to change a few things on the audio settings. Let me know how it sounds. I dropped the gain down a bit. Let me know how that sounds, folks. Trying out something a little different here. I didn't want to blow everyone's ears off. So again, let me know how it sounds for everybody. Here we go. Right now, what HyperSpeed are hearing are flies coming out of their pocketbooks. No monies. Deagles for everybody. The exception of a 5-7 from my boy NRB. But it's an absolute bloodbath. Good night. Foxtrot win the half early. They're up 7-1. Let's see what HyperSpeed have up their sleeves here. This is a team right now that are getting defeated early based on pre-fires. But also, it's not just the pre-fires that's getting them. They're missing duels that this team should be winning. But one thing I'm going to give Foxtrot a lot of credit for, and you've seen it the last couple of rounds, especially on the gun rounds, this team really doesn't leave anybody out in a 1v1. There's usually a couple members hanging around on the executes, and that has been the key for Foxtrot so far. Like you see it here, it's Crawfish and Fazera, who are hanging out over here to short. They're about to be joined by the connector player, and you have the other two players making their way over to Monster. This is a very good way to play, and they're showing it early. They're not allowing any HyperSpeed member to win 1v1 duels without a potential trade partner hanging out. And look at that. Kenny is just zoomed in like Rop's looking into his monitor. Finds the blended in head of Juicy. And Traheen is going to add insult to injury with a close-up op shot kill. As if the man isn't already dominant. He's got 14 kills. And now you put an op in this man's hands. Good luck, have fun. And Kenny, surgical precision from underneath heaven. I said it during the beginning of this round. This team sets them up on execute so nobody is left alone to play any kind of isolationist game. It's an 8-1 lead. Foxtrot are dominating. Now we're going to have to see what this team has in store here in round 10. Foxtrot this time getting a little bit of aggression thrown at them. Juicy's able to find one. They're sick and tired of getting mowed over at HyperSpeed. But they are in a world of hurt. Foxtrot finally has seen a little bit of more resistance than Fazera, who has been doing so well in this map. Is left alone now in a 1v2 clutch. Finds the sandbag player, but will fall to Darky. And that is what you needed from this team. Ash Red and company calling a really good round, and maybe, just maybe, HyperSpeed fans, HyperSpeed may have figured out Foxtrot's strategies. From playing defensive to throwing a little bit more aggression in the early round. Will they keep that up? No, I'm not an analyst by any means, but this is just pretty much what I'm saying. Round 11. Foxtrot slow things down. Minute 2, minute 1 on the clock. Foxtrot. One gets boosted. Ash ready for it. This team has really woken up. But Kenny deletes Darky from the bathrooms. NRB finds the initial lurk. And now Foxtrot are in a bit of a precarious spot. You know you had one kill over to B. Where were you going to go and execute? You only had about 27 seconds to make up your minds. Leaving this to now a 2v2. It's up to NRB. And the bomb, wisely enough, have been split to different places. If NRB plays his cards right, he wins the round. But he's got to be ready on this potential play from heaven. Had less than 5 seconds on the clock. And Foxtrot played that one beautifully. That one almost got away from them, though. So that's some stuff that's got to be cleaned up. But Foxtrot just utterly dominating HyperSpeed right now. 18-5 for Traheen. Darky gets a little bit nipped through the door. Uh-oh, little friendly fire. A little whoopsie. 3-man execute through long. Where have we seen this before? Saw this a couple rounds back. And RB realizing, hey, nobody's here. We need to send everyone to A right now. Ash Red is ready. Spots one. Had no bullets left. Could have had the second kill. And now the Molotov smokes. Everything is in. But NRB deletes Stargy's head from his body. Traheen, it's up to you. You're the top frag. You're acting as big bad boss of Foxtrot. You're in a very winnable 1v2. But you gotta deal with NRB and Traditions who say, you ain't going anywhere, kid. Sit down. Rough half of HyperSpeed. Can they change things up on the T side? Or a Foxtrot going to run away with Overpass? There's a joke in there about running away and then going to train and Foxtrot running over HyperSpeed with the train. I just couldn't make it work. Want to give a shout out to our org owner, Caldwell Gaming, who's lurking over in Twitch chat. What's up, Caldwell? How do I know he's lurking? One, I can see who's watching the stream. Two, I'm getting tagged over on Twitter with clips. Last week it was me singing. This week it's Traditions quad kill. Caldwell, if you want, go ahead. Plug the socials for the fans. Where can they follow HyperSpeed at? Also, shout out to my wife who has the Animaniacs theme song stuck in my head. What's getting stuck in HyperSpeed's characters' heads right now are bullets from Traheen. Long-range Glocks are not as good as the long-range USPSs. It is a man advantage for Foxtrot. As a quick play has been called, they're going to be. An amazing call. B is wide open except for Crawfish, who gets absolutely deleted inside of heaven. And now it's Traditions versus Kenny. And this is an easy kill for Kenny. Traditions had no idea that he had already made it down to the bomb site, but HyperSpeed, even though they give up the 10th to Foxtrot, they do have a bomb plant. Overpass is far from over. That was unintentional. This is it. HyperSpeed's chances hinge on them not giving up an 11th. They need to win the conversion. They need to win the next several. Otherwise, they are headed to train down 1-0 against Foxtrot. I know, but WX, they still have time. Not the way they've looked. They need a spark of something. A spark of courage. A spark of hope. A spark of... I don't even know. A spark of execution. Of a clutch. Of another quad kill. Something to invigorate this HyperSpeed team as Traditions gets plucked from the air. Nash finds the divider player, and Kenny just swings out at the right time and finds Darky coming out of connector. Massive kill for him. Man, I can't tell who's had more impact, Traheen, Kenny, or Fazetta. That entire duo, 14 rounds in, has 12 kills, 20 kills, and 18 kills. They've just been so dominant. But the big three have fallen. And now it's up to Sturgy and Crawfish versus NRB. And this, because the big three may have fallen, that doesn't mean that Sturgy and Crawfish cannot hold their own either. 11-3, this one for HyperSpeed is as broken down as that truck over on the A-bomb site. Force spy out for HyperSpeed. They know they have work to do. They got work to do. They got overtime to put in. Kenny don't care about your work. Kenny say, go to bed. It's been Traheen and Kenny this entire round. You could argue this entire map. NRB and Ash Red have got to be talking to themselves going, what do we have to do to stop this team? This team has been running us over at every single point. We saw what worked for them a little too late on the CT side. They're not finding any sort of success here on the T side, even when they have. Foxtrot have been right there, ready and waiting. Ash Red able to find two. Very rare missed spray fire down from Fazera. But it's only Ash's 2 that matter. This is map point for Foxtrot. Now we will head to HyperSpeed's map pick of Train. Next, and again, should we need it, Nuke is the decider map in this best of 3. But Overpass, you can argue this map has been done since midway through the first half. Foxtrot look like they eat, sleep, overpass, repeat. They look so good. They have done everything they needed to do. They are pulling it off again. They are not leaving any one-on-ones. They sent all their A-site defenders out towards Bath and Party. Trades were good. They have the man advantage. And now you have a flanker in Traheen, who you could just see the confidence. Just absolutely dominating right now. Traheen loving it. That's game. Unless Juicy and NRB can pull a miracle out of their asses, this is done, dusted. Have a nice day. We're headed to Train. And we'll see you over there. Folks, don't go anywhere. That ended very quickly. An absolute drubbing, dominant performance from Foxtrot. Can HyperSpeed recover? Can they muster anything more than the 3 rounds that we saw? And they fought for every one of those rounds. Well, folks, you're going to have to stay tuned to find out. We go to Train when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Foxtrot with their dominance over on Overpass. They demolished the side of HyperSpeed by a score of 13-3. Absolute drubbing from this Foxtrot squad. Now we head over from their map pick into HyperSpeed's map pick here of Train. HyperSpeed have tended to favor this map this season. Let's see how the initial pistol execute goes. All 5 members of HyperSpeed inside of Brown Halls. Looking to try to make some noise. Start this off early, 1-0. And then cruise into a 2-0. Get some momentum on their side. Darky finds the initial contact. Sturgey's here on the good defense. 2 for him. Looking to make it 3. And he makes it 3, and that'll do it. Sturgey's triple, followed up by Kenny. 1 is all you get, HyperSpeed. Darky with the entry kill. HyperSpeed couldn't muster anything else. But they do get the bomb plant. So this conversion round is going to be interesting. A little bit of a late buy from HyperSpeed, or the HUD just picked it up late. Once again, it's HyperSpeed in the Brown Halls. Crawfish hears all of it and gets huge info, and Miss Molotov from Traditions is actually going to hurt HyperSpeed in their attempted quick take of this B bomb site. NRB is locked in over here, looking towards Long Dog. Tradition spots the shoulder. Here's Ash Red, former IGL and coach of HyperSpeed, subbing for the rest of the season for the bench Kiri. Traheen picks up 2 with his A1S. He's looking for more. Traheen has been the biggest thorn in Hyper Beast's side this best of 3, and he continues again. Man cannot be stopped. Quad kill for Traheen. 2-0 Foxtrot here on Train. Quick programming note. Again, I said it earlier, HyperSpeed most likely are looking at a forfeit win come Wednesday. There will be a stream, but it'll be most likely me just telling you, hey, forfeit win, HyperSpeed win. But if you want to hear more of my casting, you can check me out over on twitch.tv/CorvusCore or just search up on Twitch, Corvus Core, CorvusCorps USA. I'm casting for the Corvus Core this season. Just make sure you go check them out over there, and check me out Tuesday and Thursday, because I cast for them. Ash Red finds the initial kill, and Darky gets blown into a million pieces. Medic! Somebody get Darky a medic. Ash Red finds yet another. Hey, Ash, maybe we're just going to give you a Tech 9. Just saying. Very winnable. Very, very winnable 2v3 here for HyperSpeed. They know they've isolated one IV player. Are they ready for the second Ivy player in Traheen? Here comes a bomb. It's going to be blown out. Bomb as in the HE grenade. Fazera finds the full hit point NRB. And now it's Ash Red, who is so hurt he was leaking blood down the side of the train. He will fall. A decent eco here for HyperSpeed. Make it. Yeah, I'll go so far as to say good. You got a bomb plant and you got 2 kills. But once again, you're staring down Foxtrot with a lead. This is where Foxtrot have been dangerous. We saw it on Overpass. They would just eat, sleep, overpass, repeat. For all you Brock Lesnar fans out there. Here we go. Looking for an execute out of A main. Juicy. They had the right idea, too. They had 3 of them locked in through the smoke. Just couldn't get the kills through the smoke. And this is just... What we're seeing from Foxtrot, this team should not be 2-4. This team is closer to a 4-2, 5-1 team. Just in terms of performance. Four bomb plants in a row for HyperSpeed. They just can't find the round wins to go with them. But now you leave it up to the superstar NRB. Very winnable 1v2. And unfortunately, it's Stargy this time. 7-0, just absolutely dominating here early on train. But remember, folks, it's early. Anything can happen in Counter-Strike. That's why it's 1 round at a time. Nice kill from Traditions. Can't get the second one, and it's not going to matter. As Fazera finds the kill, backed up by Traheen. Nice round from HyperSpeed. Fazera is the only one that's left, hanging out over the old bomb train. Back bomb train. Spotted. But Fazera is going to run away. Take the AK, save, maybe get an exit or 2. But HyperSpeed finally find their first round here on train. And that was a much better looking round from them. 4-1, Foxtrot still in the driver's seat. Sunwoo Farmer, welcome in. How's the audio quality? How's the video quality? It's really tough to tell in OBS. Oh, thank you, buddy. For those who don't know, Sunwoo Farmer and I play a lot of multi-worlds together. I play a little Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. He plays various different games. Usually Jak and Daxter. Good kid. Good guy, good friend. And this time it's good friends in HyperSpeed. Finally getting back to what this team does so... not gonna swear! What they do so effing well. When they are faced on a 1v1 duel, that is one of HyperSpeed's strengths. They win their 1v1 duels, and they win them quickly. This is the absolute strength of this HyperSpeed team, is the ability to win your 1v1 duels. And HyperSpeed are finally getting Foxtrot to play their game. If you remember back in the Overpass, this team in Foxtrot played a lot of their players together to play the trading game. And it worked for them. They got trades all over the place. Traheen, Kenny, and Fazera took over the map in a lot of multi-kills. But now, HyperSpeed have started to break up Foxtrot a bit, and they're winning the 1v1 duels. If HyperSpeed can continue to break Foxtrot's resolve, HyperSpeed just may have a chance to not only win train, but to force nuke. And this time, it is Foxtrot getting a little aggressive here towards A main. Juicy's just hanging out, ready for these pushes. They know they are on an eco. And Fazera with the MP9 ready to surprise HyperSpeed. This Crawfish will finally get on the board. And Crawfish becomes fish food. That's 2 AKs, unfortunately, though, given over to Foxtrot. But HyperSpeed are going to grab their third. Is it going to be enough? Ashred and company looking a heck of a lot better on this map than they did in the last one. Even though we know Crawfish just got on the board, Crawfish is going to need to step up to help out the rest of his team. Because they are going to need him here in round 8. For this, yeah, round 8 for this gun round. I knew what I was talking about, chat. There you go, Sunwoo. Orb! Like this is GDQ or something. Here we go. Traheen's going to make his way into Brown Halls with his AWP. First time he's had that this game. And is going to try to deny any kind of Brown Hall push here. But then immediately goes to retreat. So Sturgy will find the opening kill on Traditions inside of A main. Big kill for them. And Ash down to 12 HP as well. They need to think this over here. And Juicy found through Ivy. HyperSpeed. This time some of that isolation game, that ISO game. I feel like I'm talking basketball over here. HyperSpeed, unfortunately, this has backfired for them. And Kenny now getting in on the action. NRB, you want to play that ISO ball? You're going to have to look like vintage James Harden. And 1v4 Foxtrot to lock in HyperSpeed's fourth. He has been spotted. They're guarding the bomb. This is an improbable retake. 2 flashbangs. He's got the opportunity to at least isolate 1 or 2. But look at the plants. 1 out towards back train. 1 now rotating over to bomb train. And 1 going to make his way towards a long dog. 27 seconds on the clock. NRB. Really tough spot here. He's just going to try 1v1ing like this. And Fazera's not going to let him get away with it. Even though he did have 2 flashbangs in his utility kit. Could have at least used 1 to get the 1v1 duel there on Fazera. But Foxtrot were in firm command of that round from start to finish. Beautiful execution by them as well. Also want to give a shout out to HyperSpeed. Of the 8 rounds that we've seen so far, 6 bomb plants, which is huge. It's allowed HyperSpeed to get all that extra money. And now a tactical timeout. The first one of this game has been called by HyperSpeed. Fazera 8-2-2. I was on my way home earlier and I called my wife. I'm like, thanks. I got the Animaniacs theme song stuck in my head. She's like, you're welcome. I love my wife. She's awesome. Traditions. Looking for the 1v1! Flash just a little too much. Had Traheen lined up dead to rights. Oh, that's gonna come back to bite him. Oh, that's so bad. Traheen quad kill. He's on for the ace. Crawfish is just going to sit back in brown halls, crack open some muscles as Traheen locks in with his ace. His second ace of this best of 3. And Foxtrot looked to be rolling yet again. HyperSpeed are in a world of hurt. Okay, Foxtrot, he's dead. You can't blow up his corpse any more than you did. Leave him alone. He has a family. Where did that famous line come from, by the way, chat? Or something like that line. HyperSpeed grouped up in Ivy off the back of this 4-spy, round 10. They 4-spot here. Should they lose, they know they'd go into round 12 with the bye. Oh, Darky. Good night. Hasta la vista. Boom, boom. Oh, that would have been a beautiful multi-kill. They lined up with the Galil, just not strong enough to tap those heads. And Foxtrot win their CT half here on Train HyperSpeed's map pick. HyperSpeed knew, like I said, towards the last round, they knew going into this, should the force buy not work, they were looking at an eco to full buy into round 12. Again, are we witnessing the potential end of this core's run? Again, as someone has casted for this team throughout all iterations for the past 2 years, I have to wonder, is this something that if they get relegated to main, is that it for the team? Really wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. This is a group of friends who love playing together. They love playing Counter-Strike 2 together. They love hanging out. They are great people. But at what point do you have to look at yourselves and go, this isn't working? They tried it with a new Opera this season. They tried it with a new IGL this season. And this is not Traditions' fault, as you see him get a nice kill there, as we're looking for a potential eco-round victory. Kenny locked in towards Red Train, making his way over to E-Box. Running in, looking for the Ninja Defuse. Blown up, and have a nice day. That is the spark that might have just saved HyperSpeed's best of 3 lives here. They win off the back of an eco. Lock in a 4th. If they can set this 5th, 2 rounds, it's a heck of a lot more manageable than 4. Big round for HyperSpeed. I don't think at this point Foxtrot are concerning themselves with looking ahead at anything. They know how dominant they've been. Big round. Crawfish finds the opening kill. And now it's who else but Kenny and Traheen hanging out over here towards Z. Traheen will find his first. He's been a menace and the biggest thorn in the side of HyperSpeed throughout this best of 3. I said that line earlier. I'm sticking by it. Traheen has been a freaking menace to HyperSpeed. He's got 13 kills. He top fragged on Overpass. He's now deleted from this round. But hold on as Fazera and Sturgy take on Traditions and NRB. Sturgy's here. He's ready. Finds one. Misses and flicks over at the wrong time. So it is going to be Foxtrot. Lock in their 8th. Instead of a 2-round lead, it is a 4. Can HyperSpeed on the defense show us a little bit of revenge for how dominant Foxtrot have been running all over them? Can this team finally get out of their own way and kick Foxtrot's teeth in? Teeths? Teeths? Teeth. Teeth! I don't know. It's late, chat. It's been a long day. Traditions finds one. He finds 2. Keep going. Juicy cleans things up. Beautifully done from Traditions. Literally stood out and's like, I can't see. He's full flashed. And he just starts deleting heads. But so does Kenny. Kenny says, anything you can do, I can do better. But Juicy's had enough of the bullshit. He's like, I've had enough of losing. We're going to win. We're staying in advanced. We're grinding all off season. And we're going to EPL next season. Well, in 2 seasons. I love this format. By the way, ESEA, shout out to you. Because this best of 3 format for Advanced has been really, really fun. I understand it's a shorter season because of DreamHack coming up. And needing to get the winner of Advanced there to compete for EPL. This has been so much fun. Shout out to you. Great format. No bomb plant, no monies. No problem. Darky only able to find 1. That's a big problem because he could have cleaned it up right then and there. And this is a bomb plant for Foxtrot? No, Ash Red denies it just in the nick of time. All right. Buy round for the Foxy folks. Hey, Sunwoo, you there? Hey, Sunwoo, your boss called. Said you can have tomorrow off and said you can play multi-worlds with me all night. Just kidding, Sunwoo. I may be a professional broadcaster, but I also know how to have fun on stream. And this is very much still a cast and my stream. I like to have a little bit of a mix of both. Even though I'm part of this amazing Next Big Caster initiative. But as the teams refocus and reset, I haven't had anything to cast. Nobody's done anything. Can somebody please do a Counter-Strike? Thank you. That's a Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike has happened. We got Counter-Strikes happening from Long Dog into Counter-Strikes happening on A. Crawfish has decided he's wanted to wake up in a big way. He's been very far down on the kill boards, but with the rest of his team picking things up, Crawfish is like, you left me out of it. You left me and Sturgy out of it on Overpass. We want a little bit of the action here on Train. And NRB's like, yeah, I'm just going to hold. 9-6. Foxtrot push their lead back to 3. Here we go. Make or break round for Hyperspeed right here, right now, in round 16. They have an eco. They got the one saved rifle from NRB. You lose this, you're staring at 10-6. You already won one eco round here on Train. Can you pull it off again? Juicy's able to pull one off. 2! He might have just done it! Juicy finds 2 off the back of those Deagle kills. And now you get NRB in prime position over here towards that Z position. That's right, position. Which at this point for Foxtrot, they might need to get into a prayer position because they have 48 seconds on the clock. They had this round won, locked up in their back pockets. And they are now making their way over towards the B bomb site where NRB will be lurking. As Sturgy makes his way on over, spots him, and Sturgy says, I don't care that you're here! You're going down, boy! And Sturgy, nice double, locks in Foxtrot's 10th. Hyperspeed was pretty close to another eco round victory. Foxtrot are 3 away from their 3rd win of the season. This is the round that HyperSpeed, they didn't want to find themselves in. 10-6. They have no money. They've invested every dollar they have into this round. We have found the opening 2 kills, but Sturgy is here. He's turned things on. He's got 17. He's top fragging in the server right now. 2 hit points left. He may be bleeding out, but he's going to take the rest of HyperSpeed with him. Not if NRB's got anything to say. Can NRB clutch up a 1v3? But he's going to go against Big Bad Kenny. Playing around each other. NRB just misses. Had Kenny set. And now Kenny's just got a free bomb plant here on B. He's just going to run away. Run away. Goes to B. Plants the bomb. NRB needs to get over there. Here we go. NRB elects to not upgrade to an AK. Keeps that MP9. Wants the faster rate of fire. And now, spotted Kenny. Hears him. Kenny should have him dead to rights, and he does. Foxtrot 2 rounds away from sweeping HyperSpeed in dominant fashion. NRB's able to take out 1. Actually gets a pretty decent amount of damage too onto Kenny over in Brown Halls, but it's not going to make that much of a difference because the kills are going the way of Foxtrot here, and now as the bloodbath has settled over here, the bullets have stopped and they rattle around all over the floor. It is a man advantage for Foxtrot, but not if Darky has anything to say about it. He's had enough of losing. He's saying, come on boys, we got this, we know how good we are. These guys are chumps. They're not as good as us. But Foxtrot, they have been dominant. Can't deny it. Two v2. Juicy's lurking over inside of A main. Swings out. Could have had the double. He is going to wait. Does not know that they're here yet. This is it. This is for all the marbles. HyperSpeed 4 spot in this round. Interesting around the world. The Darky gotta be ready for it. He's not! Beautiful call by the IGL of Foxtrot. I don't know if you can hear that, folks. Do you hear that? That is map in game point. That is the fat lady singing, as the old saying goes. Foxtrot 12. They have the buy. They have the weaponry. They have the utility. They even have the cookies. Juicy looks for an early opening kill. This is an absolute frenzy over to A main. We're going to have to get the renovation team on that. Hey Valve renovation team, can we please fix A main after this game? Thank you. In all seriousness, though, it is Foxtrot. 2 kills away from locking in their 3rd win of the season. And Ash had no idea where to look. 2 players coming in from Ivy. It's up to you, NRB. Is this HyperSpeed's last gasp? With a potential forfeit win on the horizon Relegation potentially on the horizon. Traheen says we're not going to get relegated. We're hanging in. We got our third win. Foxtrot with utter domination in what has been a very lackluster season for a struggling HyperSpeed. This team has done everything they could. Unfortunately, tonight, it is Foxtrot who were the better team at a 13-6 victory. Again, I said it during the cast. I have to wonder. I've cast for this team now for 2 years. Is this the end of this HyperSpeed core as we know it? The core of NRB, Darky, Juicy. I add Ash Red into that. Traditions we know is new this season. The new IGL didn't work out. Again, with the potential forfeit win on the horizon, would leave HyperSpeed at 2-5 in danger on risk of relegation. Is that going to be the case? There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to think over. And we'll have an answer come Wednesday. Check us out right back here. I will be live on Wednesday, whether it's a forfeit win or not, and we can talk about what potentially the future of HyperSpeed could be. To find that out, you're going to have to wait till Thursday. You're going to have to wait till Thursday to find out. Thanks for watching. And again, if you like my casting, head on over to twitch.tv/CorvusCoreUS. Again, just Google. I'm going to post it here in the chat for you all in case you want to follow along with my casting for the remainder of the week. You just search that up on Twitch, and you'll be able to find me tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. As Corvus Core take on 500 Cigarettes tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. It is a best of one. It is an IM division game. But again, that's going to do it here for HyperSpeed. Potentially for this season, again, with the forfeit win looking very possible on Wednesday. But nevertheless, we'll talk on Wednesday as I'll get with the team. We'll figure out what's going on. And again, what's the future of this team potentially look like? Yeah, tune in Wednesday to find out.